Top 10 DIY Gardening Projects. Have you been itching to be creative in the garden but are at a loss for how to get started? We have compiled a list with only your needs in mind. In most cases, after deciding on a course of action, we adhere to it by writing about specific projects or various iterations of the same concept. Today, however, we intended to go in several different ways at the same time, by discussing ideas with one another as possible starting places for everyone who is currently working in the garden and has some more energy to spare. We hope you'll get outside and put your gardening knowledge to use on a do-it-yourself project that's both entertaining and inventive. Number 10. DIY Log Planter. When we learned about this project, we were so excited that we could hardly control ourselves. The idea of cultivating a lovely natural container garden within an old wood that has been bored out and hollowed out is too unique to pass up. Experiment with this method using any piece of wood that strikes your fancy. Number 9. DIY Bird Bath. The addition of a bird bath to your garden is yet another beneficial thing you can do to assist the local avian population. You may already have a birdhouse or feeder in your yard. It's possible that during the hottest parts of summer and winter, birds' typical water sources could become inaccessible because they will have frozen over or dried up. Just like humans, birds need to drink water regularly. Your assistance in this endeavor can be as simple as making sure they have a year-round source of potable water that is easily available in your garden. Bathing is another important part of maintaining the health of a bird's feathers. They use the water to help loosen dirt on their feathers, which makes it easier for them to preen. Making a bird bath at home doesn't have to be laborious or difficult. In fact, you can accomplish it in a matter of minutes. On the other hand, if you want something that has a bit more class, you can get a wide variety of bird baths in a variety of locations, such as online or in garden centers. Number 8. Rain barrels. Even though you may have only lately seen an increase in the number of rain barrels in your community, the notion of collecting rainwater has been around for thousands of years. There is evidence from archaeology that humans have been collecting rainwater as long back as 4,000 years. Even while the materials that are used to build rain barrels have evolved, their primary function, which is to collect a natural resource for use in the great outdoors, has not. Although rain barrels may be confused with wine barrels or other types of merely aesthetic lawn ornaments, their primary function is to collect and store rainwater. Rainwater that runs from roof gutters can be collected in rain barrels and used for non-potable purposes, such as watering plants. They are normally installed beneath a gutter's downspout. Near the bottom, they typically contain a spigot that can be attached to a hose. Number 7. DIY Garden Crafts Bench. This flawlessly contemporary patio bench can be made with just $35 worth of wood and supplies to seem like it was purchased from Williams-Sonoma for $1.300. There is no need for nails or screws. You will be shown the most straightforward approach to constructing a bench. Using a table saw could be the most challenging aspect of this do-it-yourself project, but it's not that difficult if you just take your time with it. At least, that's what Steve and I concluded the other day after discussing the topic. Every porch or outdoor space requires a DIY outdoor bench. Steve has been mulling over the idea of creating this lovely bench for quite some time. Build your bench with a variety of colors. This appears to be awesome. Number 6. Garden Chandelier. A chandelier is the only type of light fixture that can compete with it in terms of making a bold statement. It helps to establish the mood of the space and might serve as a topic of discussion among your visitors. However, you should begin by educating yourself about the many designs, styles, and types of chandeliers, so that you are familiar with all of the options available to you when it comes to installing a chandelier in your home. The Mount Vernon chandelier is an excellent choice for modern patios that call for a sufficient amount of overall lighting. Because the lights are dimmable, you have the advantage of being able to manage the ambience and create either a more lighted or a more intimate environment as you see fit. Number 5. A path made of stone through the garden. There is something about the image of a walkway crafted from stone that prompts one to immediately conjure up images of enchanted gardens and quaint little houses. The installation of a stone walkway in your yard can work the same kind of enchantment regardless of whether or not you live in the suburbs. Paths, whether running through your garden or going to the front entrance, Give a means for guests to wander by your treasured blossoms without damaging them. Brick has been used for sidewalks for ages, and with good reason. This can be seen everywhere from humble American homes to great chateaus in France. Timeless content is never going to go out of fashion. Number 4. Garden pot wilting. Whether you want to bring more color and vitality into your indoor or outdoor environment, planting flowers and plants in pots and creating your container garden is the ideal method to do so. The most enjoyable aspect is searching for lovely pots and containers that you can show off on your front porch, back patio, or even within your house. You can also make your planters utilizing the do-it-yourself method, either starting from scratch or using pots purchased from a store. You can make an ordinary planter look like it belongs in a fanciful fairy garden or, on Instagram by decorating it with current patterns, tie-dye fabric, poured paint, vintage seed packets, or embroidered designs. These techniques can be used to decorate planters. In the vast majority of instances, taking your planter game to the next level may be done for very little to no financial outlay. As a result of the speed and ease with which you can execute a number of these project ideas, you will be able to spruce up your backyard in the span of a single afternoon. Number 3. DIY greenhouse. Whether you put it together from a kit or build it from scratch using one of these free plans, there are a lot of different methods to produce a greenhouse that is both simple and inexpensive to make yourself. You will end up with a DIY greenhouse in your backyard, which will provide you the opportunity to cultivate your favorite flowers, veggies, and herbs throughout the entire year. Greenhouses offer seedlings and young plants protection from the cold during the winter and from excessive heat during the summer, allowing you to engage in your favorite hobby throughout the whole year. Number 2. Wooden garden swing. When we were children, our grandparents' home featured a lovely garden that included a swing. It was our absolute favorite place to spend spring days and summer nights, swinging softly in the breeze while reading a book, eating a snack, or just enjoying some quiet time. We spent most of our time there. Number 1. Pallet garden table. Because they may be used for a variety of purposes, DIY garden tables made from pallets are becoming increasingly popular. In this step-by-step guide, we'll show you how to create a garden table out of pallets. In the beginning, construct a pallet plane that will act as the table surface. This can be accomplished by stacking planks on top of 3 pallets and arranging them in a triangle below. The legs for the DIY pallet garden table are made from 4 planks of the same size, which are then attached. After applying glue to all of the joints and holding them in place for some time, with rubber or elastic string to achieve a powerful grip, your table designed for the garden is now ready to be placed in the garden. You can personalize it to your heart's content by using different colors and paints on it to create the model and template of your choice. How was the video? Did you enjoy it? Post your feedback in our comment section below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.